Hello, what's up?
Yo.
Yep.
It's been a minute since we've been on this shot of sports thing to where we can actually just sit down and talk about sports, but we got NazCast going on, so that's a good thing. Everybody
Yes,
just been
sir.
busy with their own thing.
Yes, sir. Look, man, go tap in. We talk about everything over there, but we mainly sports over here. We want to dive into the deep dive with these sports. So, appreciate y'all getting on today, man. It's super fun to get back to it.
As you see, we got the shot of sports emblem in the top left corner because obviously, this is the shot of sports. This is the shot of sports day. This is the live for shot of sports. So you will have NazCast is emblem in the left. So yeah, we're gonna try to grow this and try to grow NazCast as well, so we can get this channel to at least 1,000 subs and then go up there and beyond. So,
Yes, sir. Let's
but
do
You
it.
mean a million?
yeah. I mean, we gotta. Hey,
Big
wait,
Chris over here.
wait.
Whoa.
We gotta
One step at a time, Big
one
Chris.
step,
Sheesh.
1,000 first. Like
Whoa.
we gotta get
Hey,
500 first.
I don't mind. I don't mind the thought though. Jeez, million.
What's
Full-time
up,
job
everybody?
coming,
We gonna
coming
have
soon.
we gonna have a whole sponsorship by then.
Yeah, we probably be sponsored by CBS and stuff by then. But what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Shot of Sports podcast. Grab a drink and stack. This is your weekly dose of sports, where we'll break down and do a deep dive of the world of sports. Whether you're a casual fan or a diehard, we're here to bring you the latest, the best analysis, and the hottest takes. Subscribe, like, share, even comment. We appreciate all the feedback, and you can
Wait a minute. I'm
tap
just
the
seeing this notification. Sorry to interrupt you.
just tap the notification bell on the right so you can be notified whenever we drop, so you won't miss one. Go ahead.
Jalen Waddle just got traded to the Broncos
Wow, that's
for
insane.
Schefter and Rapp.
That's insane. Come on.
Literally
Why-
just
why
dropped
my
5
division,
seconds
bro?
ago.
Why my division? That's crazy.
Great move for Denver. I mean, obviously the compensation is important to see.
Well,
Like
who did
get
they?
back.
Hold on. Let's see.
That's
They
beautiful news to hear from.
Denver receives Waddle and a fourth. Wait, no, I was gonna say no. Dolphins receiving a fourth round pick in the 11th round. Wait, what? 11th in round
Let me tell you,
4.
that's
So
beautiful, and I love
hold on,
to
wait.
hear that.
No,
It's
they
a
do get
great
a fourth
move for
round.
Denver.
They get a fourth rounder. Hold on. So Miami receives Broncos first round pick. So y'all don't got a first no more, but it's a 30th pick.
I mean, that's
Along
fine.
with
Yeah,
their-
it's 30.
Basically a second.
Right.
Right, along with their late third and fourth round picks. So you
I
don't
mean,
have
that's a
first,
haul.
third, or fourth.
That's
no,
a haul.
no first, no third, no fourth. So it seems like you're trying to go all in.
But I mean, that's That's the wide receiver one to go with Sutton that they need.
But you
Like,
got a
that's-
fourth rounder back. So no, you do got a fourth rounder. My bad. You don't have a first or a third anymore. You don't have a fourth because you got Dolphins fourth. And that's so you went up in the fourth round. They got the 30th in the fourth, and you got the 11th now. So you still have a second, and then you go down to, or you go up in the fourth round. Interesting.
I mean, my biggest critique with this Denver team was that they lacked firepower in the passing game besides Sutton. And I think adding a speedster like Jalen Waddle to beat you over the top, that's exactly what you need.
Man, that's annoying, bro. Why am I, bro? They just got Kenneth Walker on the Chiefs, Jalen Waddle on the Broncos. We still have no one, no Tyreek. Not like we don't got nobody in the free agency market for wide receiver yet. That's crazy, bro. And then the
But you
Raiders
do have
about to get.
your tackles are going to come back this year, though. So
I know.
that's basically
my
like
God.
2 free agent acquisitions if you think about it, because Slater didn't play at all last year and Joe Alt barely played either.
We got McDaniel too, but oh my gosh, it's so annoying, bro. And then the Raiders are getting. They tried to get all these picks. I don't know what's going on with that anymore, but they still have Max Crosby. They're about to get Mendoza. They still have Ashton Genty. Like, oh my god, the division.
When they
is not
just
looking
added the
pretty.
best center in free agency, Tyler Linderbaum.
Yeah, I mean,
If Crosby
just-
does
this
stick
is-
around, you got him and Nakobe Dean on the edges. That's a pretty fearsome duo.
it's looking like we're taking last in the division next year. That's what it's looking like. I mean, the Chiefs still aren't going to be good without Mahomes, but
Well, that's assuming Mahomes doesn't come back right away. There's a possibility that he comes back.
No, he'll come back
sooner rather than
maybe
later.
like week 8, week 10. Like he got injured like middle of the season, so that ACL is not gonna heal so easily.
I mean, but if Justin Fields gets fixed a little bit,
that is fair. That is true.
So for better or worse,
nobody care about Justin Fields, bro. Not worried about him. I'm pissed, but what it is, man. It is what it is. We'll see it when the season starts. What's your thoughts, Jalen?
It's pretty good for us. We were going to the Super Bowl without him. So, and then Bo Nix got hurt. So, arguably, we just got better because there's a real argument to say we were going to go to the Super Bowl without Jalen Waddle last year, and with the team we had last year. So, we just only get better in that offensive category, and hopefully Bo Nix doesn't mess up an ankle in the playoffs again right before the doggone AFC Championship, right? So I really like the move. It's really, really good for us. I mean, we needed another weapon to go along with Sutton, and we had a pass catcher out of the backfield, but you can only do so many screens. So now we can actually really feel that's it's really exciting and get us ready for Bronco football next year. Also, the Bears trading everybody is ridiculous.
Yeah, Waddle's gonna be staring people in the face in that fantasy draft. People are just gonna be like, "Oh my god, Jalen Waddle." I get it though.
But on today's episode of Shot of Sports, we're going to break down the NCAA tournament, and we're going to give our thoughts about who's going to win each game, and what region, who's going to come out of the region, and things like that. Obviously, like the ones that we pretty much know are going to advance, we're not really going to say much about, but we're going to give our opinions on each region. So we can jump right into that. So what we're going to start is with the East region first. All right. So the East region is right here. We got Duke and Siena as the 1 versus 16, Ohio State, TCU as the 8 versus 9, St. John's as the 3 versus 12, Kansas 4, Cal Baptist is 13, Louisville as the 5 versus 11, South Florida, Michigan State goes against North Dakota State as the 3-14 matchup, UCLA takes on UCF as 7-10, and then UConn takes on Furman as 15 as they are a 2 seed. So with that, let's talk about it.
I don't see a ton of upsets in this region, I don't think.
They say Kansas, this is the bracket of death, the region of death, because of how many great teams it is.
I mean, Ohio State was red hot to end the season. They defeated Wisconsin handily a couple weeks before the tournament. They hung right with Michigan in the Big Ten tournament as well. So I think I would take them over TCU in that game. Northern Iowa is interesting because their pace of play is so slow and their defense is so rock solid that could give St. John some headaches. I think Cal Baptist, they could give Kansas a couple problems, especially if Peterson kind of takes some plays off and doesn't really play that hard, which he's been accustomed to doing at times this year. Michigan State, I'm not super high on in this. You need shooting, and they don't have 3-point shooting on that team. They're not a bad team, and they'll obviously win round 1, and they'll probably win round 2, but I don't have them going much further than that. And then UCLA as well. I like UCLA. I think Donovan Dent is going to make a big impact. I think they could give UConn some problems in round 2.
Okay, I'm going to start from the top. Duke, easy. Ohio State, TCU. Listen, people are going to say Ohio State, but TCU is not bad.
That's what I picked. Okay. I picked TCU.
They are not bad. I'm leaning towards TCU in this game. I don't know why people are sleeping on this team.
I don't
they
trust
are not
Ohio
bad.
State.
I don't either. They look good defensively, but offensively they struggle. So they held Michigan.
Gives Michigan headaches. Game. I got to give some credit to.
That's what I'm saying. They that's what I was gonna say. They have Michigan, on the ropes, but I can't trust their offense, bro. Their defense, yeah, it's legit, but their offense, I'm not sold on yet. Now, St. John's, I've been watching them all year against Marquette. I mean, their offense is great, but their defense lacks a little bit. I'm not too familiar with Northern Iowa, but they're able to kind of execute that defense a little bit and go after that defense as much as possible, I can see a little bit of an upset here. But I'll take St. John's there. Kansas, yeah, I don't think they lose that game either.
Kansas is one of those teams where no matter what you pick with them, you're going to be wrong. If you pick them to go far, they're going to lose early, and if you pick them to go out early, they'll go far. That's how it is every year with them.
I don't think they'll beat St. John's in the next round if they make it that far, but it would be interesting. Louisville versus South Florida. I got South Florida. Call me crazy. Every sport that I watch with South Florida, it doesn't matter if it's football, baseball, basketball, it doesn't matter. Their offensive ability on every stage in every sport is ridiculous. And South Florida has a fantastic offense. They switch great, they pass great, the ball movement is all. They don't have like a one dominant player. I think all their players and their starting lineup especially is really good. South Florida can pull off an upset here. I'm kind of opposite to you here, Chris. I'm pretty confident in Michigan State. I'm not even gonna lie. The reason being is because I value defense. Okay, but you also, like you said, they don't have 3-point shooting, which is it struggles. You have to have guard play, and they don't have the best guard play, but that defense that they have, I mean, that could win them some games. And I think they're going to win round one. The Louisville or South Florida, I don't think that their offense is good enough against this Michigan State team. But you know, I can see it going in either way, but I think Michigan State definitely makes it out the second round, in my opinion. But yeah. What were you going to say about that?
I'm going to raise you St. John's from last year. Everyone was so high, me included, on their defense last year with how impressive their defense was. They didn't have any shooting, and they bowed out early because of that. I'm getting 2025 St. John's vibes from this team a little bit.
I can understand that. I just think, but this Michigan State team definitely has better offense than that St. John's team. I don't know if you agree with that, but I wholeheartedly believe that they have a better offense. They don't have a great, like, elite offense, but it's good enough to win them games. That's why they're the 3 seed, you know. So
I still have them going to the Sweet 16. I think they beat either Louisville or South Florida. It's just there. I think they're going to run into problems. Once you get to those points where you need lights out shooting, right. Like you need guys to catch lightning in a bottle sometimes in those games, and I'm not sure if they have someone to do that.
Yeah, So yeah, actually, I was gonna make one later.
Well, we're actually breaking that down right now, Pops. This is the 3 people we got right now. Everybody else got work. So what we doing right now, my guy?
I'll make a
Welcome
bracket.
to adulthood.
Exactly. UCLA versus UCF. Man, that's kind of a tough one to me, man. I'm gonna go.
7-10s and 8-9s are basically flip a coin for me most of the time. Like
I'm gonna go
bracket.
UCF.
Like if I make more than one, I'll pick 1 and 1.
Obviously, as you
whatever
see, I got
happens.
Michigan State on. Everybody knows that I die for Go Green and all the athletics. That's my dream school. So I'm Go Green for everything. But like I said, they don't really have the best shooting. But when it comes to Izzo and March, for some reason, whatever they were doing bad in the regular season, they always seem to turn it up in the NCAA tournament. They've always been in the Elite 8, Sweet 16 for the past 15 years. I haven't seen them be not advance or win a tournament game or go to the second weekend pretty much since I've been alive almost, except for maybe 1 year in 2021 when they were in the first 4, got bounced by UCLA. But that was about it. But like they say, death taxes and Michigan State in the tournament and Izzo in the tournament. So I will say you cannot count Michigan State out at all. But the crazy thing is they will have to face UConn to get to the Final Four, which is
not fun.
But UConn struggled over the weekend in the Big East Championship. They have some offensive struggles themselves. Like I think in this bracket, I don't think Duke's going to win the whole thing, but you got to go with Duke, I think, out of this region.
That's fair to say. That's what I was thinking.
I mean, yeah, but
who's beating them, Naz?
I don't think anyone's like you can't really pinpoint anyone beating them, but like if they face like a scorching hot like St. John's, you know how they can get. I mean, seriously, if we see St. John's turn up these first 2 rounds and then face Duke in the Sweet 16, I mean, what's to say that they don't win that game?
The reason I got Duke coming out of this region is because what I seen how good they can be and what I saw against Michigan State.
I know,
I mean,
but
not Michigan
those
State,
best
Michigan.
teams don't last, man. Those best teams struggled down
My
the stretch.
problem with Duke versus those other teams is Duke can play a C game, like a C graded game, and beat St. John's. St. John's has to play an A+ game to beat Duke.
Which they're capable of doing is what I'm saying. Their defense is capable.
I mean, they are, but it
that
takes
team.
so much to beat a team like Duke. Like I said, I don't think
No,
I don't think they're going to win the whole thing. I think someone else is going to win the whole thing, and I'm going to reveal who that is when we get to their region. But I don't see anyone here being good enough to beat Duke. I think every team here has at least a little bit of a struggle that Duke probably won't have. Like that Duke can exploit said flaw, and they'll be able to get through this round get to the Final Four.
The reason I think they come out of this region is because of what they did against Michigan, how they played Michigan. They can play. They could win it all with that game that they played against Michigan. That team right there that played like that can win it all. Can beat anybody in this tournament. Now, obviously, they have games where they take games off or where they doesn't look like Duke, but their C games, like Nas said, are still better than majority of these teams in the tournament. And by the time they face an Arizona or a Michigan State or UConn or a Iowa State, if they come out of that region, or Houston, by the time they face those schools, they will probably be warmed up and already have their A game ready to go. And I just believe that they're the team to beat besides Arizona. Arizona looks really good.
Well, I think we all can agree UConn's going to win their side. So
most likely.
It's fair to say.
I think they beat Michigan State. I mean, that quadrant, I think UCLA will beat UCF, but they might give UConn a headache, but they're not going to win that game.
They're not going to win that game. I think Michigan State has the best chance in that side, but
yeah,
I would go UConn personally. But
same.
That's the East region, I guess, right?
Yep, that is the East.
Who do you got? So who do we have winning let's come to an agreement here. Out of the East region, I got
Duke. Out of the East.
I hate to go chalk, but chalk was all 4 of the Final Four last year. So
I'm gonna go. Look, man. Call me crazy. It's either UConn or St. John's for me, man. I'm going. I don't know which one. I'll stick with UConn for now. But I'm telling you, St. John's. I've been watching them all year, man. I don't know what it is. Their offense, they get scorching hot. So we'll see.
Fair. So we're gonna jump into our next region, which is the Midwest region, and we have that on screen.
This might be my favorite region, I think.
We got Michigan as the 1 versus the 16 out of the first 4, as you see on the bracket. Yeah, I don't really need to say, but you all can see it. Yeah. So
I'll start.
I like Akron going to the.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah,
I think like Akron.
I think the game Sweet 16, but I'm thinking that they could go to the Sweet 16 because they could beat Alabama. Because Alabama lost.
I don't even know if I think Alabama's the most like upset prone team in this region. They score so many points, but they also give up so many points.
I think Virginia
and I think any of those mid-major teams can hang with them for that exact reason. And I agree with you guys on the Akron take because Texas Tech is injured. Jacob Toppin's not going to play in the tournament, obviously. They were one of the best teams in the country before that happened, but they're not right now because of that. And I think Akron's going to be able to take them down relatively easily because, I mean, they've been hot all year as well. They've made the tournament most of the last, I think it's 4 of the last 5 years. And they're showing consistency in Alabama. I think that's a good draw for them as well.
Georgia, I like. Michigan obviously is going to win their game. Akron, I love in that setting. Tampa, Florida against Texas Tech. Akron, you kidding me? I would love that if they won that game.
Santa Clara, I got beaten Kentucky.
I don't think Alabama loses first.
I'm not super high on Kentucky either.
That's what I'm saying. Santa Clara looks really good, especially
Santa Clara's nice, man.
As well. I got them beating Kentucky.
Look, man, call me crazy.
I like Virginia.
I think Iowa State, they win this region.
I had Iowa State losing to, I believe, Michigan, I think.
I think Michigan and Iowa
no,
State.
I think I got them beat Michigan. I don't know, I got to go back and see.
I got them beating Michigan, bro. I do. I think Michigan and Iowa State will be there, and I don't know. Santa Clara might be tough for Iowa State, to be honest with you, because they're really, like you said, they're really good. But
I wanted
really tough.
Yeah,
I wanted to pick Michigan to win the whole thing until I saw that LJ Kaysen was out for the year.
I would never.
In which case,
Michigan
that
or
gives
Ohio
them
State to win the whole
some
thing.
problems.
I don't think Michigan's
Iowa
winning.
State, I could honestly see winning the whole thing. Call me crazy. I think it's possible.
No,
I'm telling you.
I mean, if Milan's hitting the 3-ball like he was over the weekend,
they
like
shoot.
Bro, they're clutch as it gets. I think they're the clutchest team in this bracket.
I mean, the toughest thing about them was like they had that midseason stretch where they went ice cold and lost a bunch of games pretty much right in a row. But besides that stretch, they started.
But they were all close.
They were
all
red
those
hot
games
again.
were close.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you could easily turn
yeah.
them away and be like,
the BYU was like, 10
yeah,
points.
they don't have a chance. But at the same time, outside of that stretch, they've been arguably the best team in the country. And
Fair.
I'm telling you, I like Iowa State, man. I really do.
I got them,
if Michigan was healthy, I think they win the whole thing. But Michigan is not healthy, unfortunately. Sorry, David.
I would never pick Michigan to win the whole thing, ever. Michigan or Ohio State. Sorry. That's
a lot of bias.
That's just the go green in me, and that's the hate. And I don't care. Call it what you want. But, yeah, I got St. Louis beating Georgia.
I could see it. Robbie Avila.
I don't see that at all, to be honest with you.
I can see that.
That's
SEC
too many upsets.
It's so overrated that people are talking about. They're so overrated, bro. All of these teams out of the SEC. It was really.
I think this region
Arkansas,
is the most upset-prone one, probably. Like, there's a lot of teams here that I think, like Akron, I think is probably going to win.
What do we think of Miami of Ohio if they win their game against SMU?
I'm not high on them.
We'll get to
I think
region. I think we got that region next.
They're right here.
No, they're right there. They'll face Tennessee.
Okay, they got Tennessee. Okay, my bad. I think
if they beat SMU,
it's fair to say that the whole country is rooting for Miami of Ohio.
Really?
But
except Bruce Pearl.
Yeah, well, yeah. But I think the whole country, I could say, is rooting for Miami of Ohio to make a legacy run to the Sweet 16 or second round at least. But just Tennessee is just too big. They're too big for them. And
go ahead.
I can see they got a kid that shoots the ball well. I have to go back and do my research again. They got a couple shooters on that team that he knocks down shots that he could be a real problem in the NCAA tournament if they have their offense rolling. They got a big that's down there that can work down there, but he's undersized, but he plays bigger than what he is. So Miami of Ohio is a scary team, especially for SMU. Like the whole country's counting them out. Everybody's counting them out for SMU. But the people who are real college basketball fans are rooting for Miami of Ohio to make a legacy run.
I'm rooting for them because obviously they had an incredible season, and I think they deserve to be here. I think that SMU game is pretty much a toss-up, but I think their run ends there. They played 2 games that were quad 2 or better the entire season, lost to the 8 seed in their conference tournament. They weren't dominating a lot of their wins that they had. Were they winning games and they found ways to win? Credit to them. However, a lot of those games in the MAC against lower tier opponents were close, and that concerns me. I don't think they're going to make it past the first round. I might pick them to go to the Sweet 16 just because in one of my brackets, because I'll make a couple, but I'm really not high on this team. It's one thing if they were dominating all their wins this year, they were not.
You have to follow your bracket of integrity. You don't have Miami going to the second round. To the Sweet 16.
I don't.
That's whenever we break down, we have to go with our bracket of integrity.
Well, I always have to make a Wisconsin bracket no matter what.
Well, yeah, same here. I always make a Michigan State bracket. But
I'm just saying in the one that's going to be in the money leagues, I'm not picking them to go far.
Fair.
I agree with that. Not too high. I like their team. It's just I'm not sold on Miami of Ohio, bro. I'm just not. But
Virginia also played very well over the weekend. They hung right with Duke in that ACC championship. They played really well against Miami. I think they're going to be tough going into the tournament.
Yeah, I agree. I was gonna say they might get an upset, but then I thought about Wright State, and I'm just thinking, they probably don't stand a chance. But
No,
Virginia
I don't
might
think
make Sweet 16 for sure.
I think they
they've
will
gotten
make the
hot
Sweet
really
16
late,
because they'll
and they
probably
just-
face Santa Clara in round 2.
Yeah, maybe.
At least in my
We'll see.
opinion.
I don't know. They're not beating Iowa State.
No.
Yeah, I don't think so. That's not. I don't think that might not happen. But hey, you never know. My dad says that's his upset pick, St. Louis. That's not really an upset. 8-9.
I mean,
it's not a really
8-9s are basically flip a coin.
Yeah, that's
Right.
like flip a coin games. Like 8-9 is that's. I mean, I don't say that's really an upset. Like a 12 versus 5 or a Miami of Ohio beating Tennessee. That's an upset, right? Like that's a real upset. Santa Clara beating Texas. That's still a flip a coin almost, but it's considered an upset because it's a lesser seed or it's a lower school, lower tier school.
I mean, by definition, St. Louis is an upset pick. But
well, yeah,
I
because they're a
mean,
9 and then
Mhm.
Georgia's an 8, but that's not an upset to me. 9 versus 8 games aren't really upsets to me.
I agree.
Mhm.
So we're gonna jump into the next region, which is we're gonna jump into the South region here. So we have
This is
Florida
such a boring
as
bracket.
the number 1 seed in this region, and Houston as the number 2 seed in this region.
All right, let's
Florida
start with
is
this.
the
Texas
weakest
A&M.
1 seed.
Texas A&M is definitely winning that game. By the way, I see it. 100%.
Everyone buys the St. Mary's hype train every year. I
I
think
do
I'm
not.
with you. I'm not. I've never been super high on them. They're always
Hey.
a defense first team, and they just don't have the scoring.
Hey, also Troy, they might give Nebraska a headache. I don't think they'll win, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
Nebraska's been.
Nebraska's
They
a-
started
they
20-0,
play
and they've
very
been
good.
6-6 since then.
That's what I'm saying.
Nebraska,
I don't think they'll win,
I think
but
they get their first tournament win this year.
They're out in round 2 though. Vandy's beating them.
Oh yeah, Vanderbilt's beating them.
yeah, Vandy's not losing that game. Iowa versus Clemson. Ew, I don't know if I like that game.
I picked.
I don't know.
Iowa
I
in
actually
that
don't know.
game.
I actually don't know
I'll
who's
just
winning
pick
that game.
Iowa because
I
I know
picked
more
Iowa.
about them.
I like Clemson in that game, but I just don't know who's gonna win that
I
game.
don't trust the ACC.
I'm gonna sit
outside of
and
Duke
ponder
North
that game.
Carolina.
I
Florida-
think Houston probably comes out of this region. To be quite
Yeah,
honest
Houston,
with
I
you.
think, comes out of this region.
Is it crazy to say that Florida could lose first round?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think that's crazy, but anywhere
That's
after
wild.
that, I could hear you out. I think in the Sweet 16, they probably go down. There's always one seed, except for last year, that goes down before the Elite Eight, at least. Usually in the second round already, but I could very easily see Vandy making it to the Elite Eight.
I got VCU beating
Andy.
North Carolina.
What about Houston?
And
Idaho is not touching Houston.
no,
No,
Sorry.
I'm saying Houston's making it farther than I don't know. Houston
Oh,
versus
I think
Nebraska.
Houston makes the Final
if
Four.
Florida goes, I think I got Houston beating Florida.
I think Houston
Although
would
Illinois is I think the
Florida.
better 2 teams in this region are in the bottom half. I think
Illinois,
Illinois
I
and
think, is
Houston
going
are probably
against
the 2
Houston,
best
and
teams.
that's where they
I
fall.
could see Illinois losing first round. Call me crazy. I'm
don't
not.
see that.
I'm.
What about
I'm not high
Penn
on Illinois.
tells you they're losing though? That's my
Yeah,
question.
that's what I'm
Well,
saying. Like,
What
they-
argument
in
can you
Illinois.
make for Penn?
I can't make an
arguably,
argument
they
for
were
Penn.
like
You're right.
they were like a 4th, 5th seed in the Ivy League. And they
I mean,
just
shout
somehow
out
won.
Fran McCaffrey for getting like his 5th team to the tournament, but
I'm just not
It
high on
took a
Illinois.
40
in
it's a
general.
point
feel-good story
performance.
that I don't think is going anywhere.
It took a 40-point performance for Penn to even be here. So I'm not trusting that at all.
Well, North Carolina's winning
I mean,
that game.
I
If they
got
weren't
VCU
winning the
beating North
conference
Carolina.
tournament, they
No
weren't making
way.
it. 18 and
VCU over
11.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
I
What?
bought
If they
the
had Caleb
VCU
Wilson,
hype before.
that'd be a different
I'm not
story.
buying it this year.
If they had Caleb Wilson, I would be more prone in picking North Carolina to go to the second weekend. But
That boy
they
Seth
look
Tremble.
they look so different without Caleb Wilson, and VCU is a problem, especially in that A10. Oh
Dude,
Lord,
North Carolina's deep.
They were a first 4 in, and then
North
they
Carolina's
just
an
beat
underrated deep
beat
team.
the brakes off Dayton.
North Carolina, they have.
I'm gonna hesitantly pick UNC because Hubert Davis has been here with North Carolina before, and he's made deep runs. So I don't think it's impossible that VCU wins, but I've also picked them in the past, and they've hurt me before. So
Who's coming out of this region?
Houston.
Houston.
Yeah, I can't argue that. I don't see.
I mean,
anyone
I
else that
think
like.
Illinois is the second most likely. I think Florida, out
No
of all the
shot.
1 seeds,
They're the
they
worst. Yeah,
struggled at
they're
times
the
I
this
think
year.
Nebraska's better than Illinois.
No.
Yeah, that better chance. I think so.
I like
I think
Illinois.
they're second. I like Nebraska second.
If Illinois is
Obviously.
healthy, they're better than Nebraska.
So
Nebraska's been found out. They're 6-6 in their last 12 games.
Nebraska gets built to Vanderbilt.
You think Illinois could beat Houston?
No.
No.
Not with that,
I don't
not
think
with
they can,
Houston's
but I'm
defense.
saying they're the second most likely to come out of this region.
Yeah. If there was an upset or if there was a team,
Houston's winning the region. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But I think
if there
Illinois
was-
is the second most likely.
if there was a team that I could say be a dark horse to make a run out of this region, it would probably be Illinois. But
I think it's Vanderbilt.
I just don't see them beating Florida again. That's why I have Florida losing to Houston in the Elite Eight.
I'm gonna take either Houston or Nebraska in this region. I'll go Houston, but Nebraska's 16.
I think that's a bold take.
It's a very bold take.
You gotta have bold.
I mean, they
You gotta have bold.
they didn't just lose to Purdue in the Big Ten tournament. They lost by 16.
That's what the dark horse of the tournament is.
We'll see.
I mean, they might shock us. You never know. But I mean,
So it's March.
I'm
baby.
not
Anything
super
can
high on them right
The
now.
best
They had all their
3 seed-
success in the first couple months.
The best 3 seed in the entire tournament is Michigan State, but Illinois is right there. They're like 1A, 1B to me. Illinois is like that, especially when they're playing at the level that they should be playing at. They're a pretty hard team to beat. I mean,
They were in the
they're
top
very
10
talented.
most of the season when they were healthy.
So that's why I have them being the second best 3 seed because Michigan State beat them, right? So that's about it. Out of all the 3 seeds, I think Michigan State is the best 3 seed, but Illinois is a darn close second, and they could really put some havoc on Houston if they play their game correctly. I don't see it happening. I see Houston controlling the pace, especially with their defense. Kingston Flemings is a problem. The kid is a bucket. Dude don't miss, but especially in crunch time, he don't miss. But I see Houston really taking his region, not by a blowout, but I see they firmly win this division or this region. So
I'm with you there.
Yeah.
we're gonna jump into our last region, which is we did the South right just now, right? Yeah, we're doing the West region.
Yep.
You have the West region here. So you got the 1 seed Arizona, and then you got the 2 seed is Purdue.
Purdue is an enigma for me. I don't know what to think of them because before the Big Ten tournament, I thought that
Told you.
I was
Didn't I
low
tell
on
you?
Purdue, and then they won the whole darn thing. So
Didn't I
I
tell
don't know
you?
what to think of them.
I remember y'all were talking crazy about Purdue in that chat. I was like, bro, they are a problem. They're very.
They changed my mind a little bit.
Veteran. They're a veteran team that finally figured
that's
out
putting
their
it
identity.
lightly.
They're a veteran team that finally figured out their identity in the Big Ten tournament, and
This
now
is a
they
heavy
figured it
bracket.
out going into the NCAA
This
tournament.
is the bracket of death.
This is a heavy. Yeah, this is a heavy
the
region
of
right here.
death.
You know who I got coming out though?
We know Arkansas.
Arkansas, baby. You know.
I know
who's
you're a
going.
big A-Cuff guy.
He's
He's
the
a big
best guard in
A-Cup
the
guy.
country. Best guard in the country is not even close.
Well, yes.
My problem with Arkansas is the same problem that I have with Alabama. They're so offensive oriented.
I'll
That
admit,
wins you games.
Arkansas is a threat. I will say Darius A-Cup is the best.
Would you guys agree this? Would you guys agree that guard play is probably the most important play in March Madness every
Yes.
year?
I'm a Badgers fan, so I would argue the opposite because we haven't had a competent big man for a long time, and that's costed us for so long.
Rebounding
Yeah,
is I say rebounding.
But you're in
is
it because of the guards, though. You're in it. You have a chance because of the guard duo.
But then I would counter you and say Blackwell, Boyd, and Carrington, BBC for the Badgers is just as good as Darius A-Cuff is for Nick Boyd at 38 points and won the Big Ten.
So what I'm
tournament
saying
game.
is Wisconsin has a huge chance at making a run because of their guard play. They have maybe like a top 2 guard duo and then a great
Rebounding.
guard off the bench.
rebounding is the biggest thing in a tournament. If you give teams
I
second chance opportunities, you will lose. It's that simple.
I understand that, but when it comes to getting down the stretch and getting those fast break points, you want the best guards to get down there.
I mean, if
and
there's one
pinpoint
thing,
it.
if we're gonna go with the big man argument, Purdue's as good as anyone. They got
That's
Trey
what I'm saying.
Kaufman-Renn
Purdue
and
is
Oscar
the big-
Clough that are both incredible bigs.
That'll
They
keep
can
them in the game close. That'll be a close.
Purdue is
Any
the-
game that plays against Purdue will keep them in the game close because they're big men. But
I
will they
think
win the
Purdue and
game?
Arkansas would be a really fun matchup. I will say that.
I just
agree.
don't see Arkansas beating Arizona.
I do. I 100% do.
I don't
Arizona's
see that.
great.
Not after what
Arizona's
I've
great.
seen against Ole
The thing
Miss.
about Arizona is they falter in the tournament every year. Tommy Lloyd
I'm
hasn't
saying.
won. Like, they've had a team that's just. I mean,
I
this
don't know
is probably the best team
this
they've
is
had,
the
but
deepest
they've had
team he's had in
elite teams
years,
year
yeah.
after year, and they haven't been able to get it done.
I mean, they embarrassed. I remember watching Arizona versus Kansas. They absolutely embarrassed them. It was bad, and Kansas was really good going into that game. So
They have
look,
the deepest team in this tournament. I believe Arizona does.
yeah, as of right now because Michigan's hurt.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
Arizona, I agree. They are a great team. But I promise you, like the guard play that these other teams have, like I know Arizona has great guards, but they don't have like a guard that can really stand out and put them on his back. I think that it's very important that we understand that. And their big men are great. Like you said, the big men, they will keep you in the game. They will rebound for you, and they will make sure that you get extra possessions.
But Purdue has both guard play and big
Yep.
men. Fletcher
Yes, they
Lawyer,
do.
Braden
That they
Smith.
have
They
the
also have the
complete
bigs.
package.
That's the thing about Purdue that, like, when we go through both of those arguments, Purdue has both of them.
Yep.
Yeah, but
They
Purdue
have the
falters,
complete
like you said.
package.
Purdue falters in the big games.
Well,
is
I
that-
agreed with you until they won the Big Ten tournament. They hadn't done that in a long time.
I knew.
true.
I said.
That's true.
I was saying this in that group chat. In our group chat, that Purdue is probably the darkest. Is going to be a real problem. And y'all were like, I remember. I forgot who. I think it was Sam, but he was like, I don't trust Purdue at all. He's terrible. I'm like, there's no. way
Purdue's
you
not
believe
terrible.
I mean, if
Purdue's
you want
not
to
terrible.
talk about a team with experience, Purdue is that team this
Right.
year.
That is
Absolutely.
the darkest horse that could win the championship. Is Purdue.
I think Arkansas versus Purdue would be a beautiful matchup. I would love that matchup for Akoff. 100%.
What do you guys think about?
I want to
Wisconsin
see
High Point?
BYU versus Arkansas.
Boy,
I want to see that. so
that'd be a
bad.
stellar game. That'd be a stellar game, man. I don't know if it'll happen.
so
If
bad,
Richie
bro.
Saunders was still healthy,
They would go to
BYU
the
would be
Final
one of the
Four, I think.
favorites. They'd be
I don't
one
think
of the
BYU
favorites in
beats-
this. Well, they wouldn't be a 6 seed for one thing. They'd be like
No.
a 2 or a 3.
I don't think they
probably,
beat
but-
Gonzaga. I don't think they beat Gonzaga, to be honest with you.
I don't know.
That
The
is
thing
the
about
big- that
Gonzaga
is-
every year is
that
like
is
we
the
don't really
hardest
know
game
how
for me
good
to
they
pick.
truly are until the tournament.
That's the hardest game for me to pick is Gonzaga versus BYU.
I don't think-
I've
I
been
don't think
sitting
it-
on that game and been thinking about that.
I feel
game
like I
for
got to
so
go with
long.
Gonzaga just
I'm
because
going
BYU, without Richie Saunders, they're good. They're not great.
Yeah,
AJ
but
can
the
only do so
problem
much,
is,
bro.
is that
hmm They're not super deep behind those two.
That's what I'm saying.
Him and Devanza.
They've never
And
been deep. They
Saunders
haven't been
is
deep in a
out,
year.
so-
they have someone. They got what I think his name is Kostic. He's a shooter just like Richie Saunders. He's nothing like Richie is on the defensive end.
Not
but-
consistent though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's not like Richie Saunders, but he can shoot it. But he's not like defensively as better or defensively as good as Richie Saunders was. But if Rob Wright, I seen AJ and Rob go for 25 each. 25 plus, I believe, 20 plus or something like that. When they played Colorado, yeah, they went to overtime, but
That's what I'm
Colorado-
saying.
That's
The
Colorado,
Colorado kid, I
man. We're
forgot
talking
what
about
his name was.
Colorado
That's what-
right
They
now.
was
that's what
playing
I'm-
out of
They're
his
not
mind,
here.
out of his mind. He was just playing out of this world. Like,
That's what I'm saying,
that's
bro. They went to
Colorado,
OT with
though.
Colorado.
But I was saying, like, when I was
Colorado's
at the
not here.
game, I forgot I think his name was Isaiah Jackson, I think it was, Isaiah something like that. Isaiah Johnson from Colorado. He was playing out of this world. Like, that's the only reason why they went to overtime. That kid was playing out of this world. He was unbelievable in that game.
But still, they were in overtime with Colorado, boss. That's not.
That's
like
what I'm
a
saying.
flex,
I'm not-
unfortunately.
But they
I'm
beat
not- I'm
Iowa
not-
State. That's the problem. I can't see that. They beat Iowa State.
Iowa State
But
had a
Iowa
bad
State
game
also
that
went
game.
on that skid midseason where they were open season. Everyone was beating them.
Yeah. I don't think BYU would beat Iowa State again if they played them again. I highly believe that.
I don't know. I
If
just
BYU
feel like,
was healthy, we're having a different conversation.
I won't lie. AJ in that game was amazing because no one can guard him. That was their issue that game. So that may be their upside this tournament because AJ Devontae he might have a bunch of mismatch. So that can win them games, but like you said, like I'm saying, bro, it would take a lot for them to make that far past Gonzaga.
I think teams are gonna know that AJ is gonna get his no matter what, and they're gonna say,
That's what I'm
"Hey,
saying.
other 4 guys on the floor beat us.
He
We
can
know
only
AJ
do so much.
Gonna get 30 or whatever, but where are we gonna get the 40 from everyone else?"
But like you say with guard play, Rob Wright is one of those guards that can turn a game quickly. And Gonzaga has been prone for some reason in the tournament. They've been prone to getting beat over the last few tournaments.
He hasn't done that
been having them go
like
far.
weeks,
they
though.
somehow lose it. So I got to find some way to pick that. I know I got High Point beating Wisconsin though.
You're crazy. You're
dude. I think that's going to be one of the more fun games of the first round. 2 very high scoring teams.
Out of your mind.
High Point has their Jack Golke, the guy who only shoots threes, the white guy that only shoots
teams that got 30 wins, bro. I'm sorry.
I think that like little quadrant with Wisconsin, High Point, Arkansas, and Hawaii is going to be a lot of fun.
That's a lot,
especially with whoever makes it out of the first round. That second round game is going to be awesome.
Utah State is beating Villanova,
and Wisconsin plays early on Thursday too. They play like 10:50 in the morning or something.
They're the first game, which is crazy.
Wisconsin, the tough thing is for them. Or like the tougher thing to predict with them is in the Big Ten tournament, they lost on a buzzer beater basically, but they didn't have Nolan Winter or Jack Janicki, who are both probably going to be back for the tournament. They were playing with backups out there for their bigs. Billy Auskis probably isn't going to play much in the tournament. Like he might start. Austin Rapp, I think, is going to get the majority of the minutes. Nolan Winter is going to be back. You can make an argument for that team to go really far. But then we've also seen games like when they went out to Oregon and lost by 15 points for no reason. They lost by 20 on the road against Ohio State. Like this team is either going to go to the Elite 8 and beat Arizona, or they're going to lose in the first round. I don't think there's an in-between.
Can you imagine if they beat Arizona? The world would stop. That's ridiculous.
I mean, but they hung with Michigan in that game. It took a buzzer beater without their starting center. Like, it's not crazy to say that they could go.
Well, that buzzer beater, they played horrible defense. That was the only reason they got that. But I mean,
I'm just saying, like,
more coaching
if Nolan Winter's out there, you can make an argument. They're 2-0 against Michigan. They beat Purdue. They beat Michigan State. They beat Illinois twice. Like, they've beaten really good teams. Like, if there is a giant killer in this region, it's Wisconsin.
Yeah, I'll agree. I don't think High Point's beating this, bro. I'm sorry. I understand. I understand
I think it's possible.
It's possible, but I don't think it's happening. I understand the 30 wins and stuff like that. That's a huge, indicator that they are a very good team. But
High Point is like the trend. You know how every year there's a trendy Cinderella pick that everyone has?
That is it.
I think High Point is the trendy one. We had it a couple years ago with College of Charleston where they went 31-3.
I feel like we always
lost in the first round. The thing about those trendy picks, McNeese was one last year. They usually lose in the first round. It's because everyone gets so high on them because of one reason or another, and then they falter. I think High Point might be that team this year.
But I like Wisconsin. I like my Badgers in this game, but I can see them losing as well because, like you said, they're wishy-washy. I can also see Arkansas losing. Hawaii has a pretty fun offense.
I don't see that happening.
They're not going to lose.
I think Arkansas wins round 1, but Coach Cal is also very upset prone as a head coach. Acuff is a freshman. That was always his downfall at Kentucky. Is he was always recruiting one and dones who had never been there before, and they fall apart to a team who had been there before.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. So I can see it, but I don't think it's going to happen. Don't get me wrong, but
Coach Cal is probably the best developer in college basketball and getting guys NBA ready, but his teams for a long time haven't had sustained tournament success.
Yeah, I like Mizzou beating Miami. Just so you guys know, I like that game a lot.
I mean, it's going to be basically a home game for him. It's in St. Louis.
That's what I mean. So I like that game for them. Miami, they're good, but Mizzou's at home, so I just kind of like that game. Utah State versus Villanova. We haven't talked about that.
I got Utah State winning that.
I got Utah State as well.
I mean, it's
I've been watching
a coin flip. I mean, Villanova beat Wisconsin earlier in the year, but they're an 8 seed is what they are.
There's just no way.
They're like the living embodiment of an 8 seed.
It's just no way. I see Utah State all year on TV because of the late cap games. Obviously, the late night games they always playing late. I just don't see that at all.
I saw that
Utah State
Villanova
looks like
versus Wisconsin game earlier this
Utah
year.
State could arguably put up a real fight against Arizona because they're completely good on both ends of the ball.
I don't know about that. Let's calm down a little bit. I don't know if Arizona could. I don't know if Utah
I think
State can keep up
Arizona
with
makes
Arizona.
it out of this region, but
Oh, yeah,
I think this one's going to be
Arizona,
tough for the Elite Eight. I think there's going to be some fun games here, but it's going to be Arizona versus Purdue.
Give me Arkansas versus Purdue.
I think
Arkansas versus Purdue. Akoff loses, but I think it's a lot closer than people think. I think Akoff makes a name for himself in this tournament.
I think I picked Arizona to win a chip, if I'm not mistaken. I have to go back and look.
We need to get Leaf on this show.
Oh yeah, we do. Forgot about him.
Hopefully we can get him next week. Hopefully if they make it to the next weekend.
That's true.
I mean, that's another thing about Wisconsin. They haven't made the Sweet 16 in 10 years. They've made the tournament almost every year, but they always bow out every time.
Might get let's get one of the Badger guys on here, see if they can convince us that they can make a run. I don't think they can make a run, but I think they won first round.
I mean, I could be very easily convinced by a Wisconsin truther that they can make it far. It doesn't. I mean, like when you see Nick Boyd put up 38 points against Illinois, he's been doing that more or less this second half of the year. If John Blackwell, I think he's the X factor. If he plays well, they go far. If John Blackwell has a 7-point game where he's 3 for 12 from the field, I don't think they make it out the first round even.
That's fair. So we'll go into our final thoughts.
Luka Doncic is playing some weird basketball right now, man. Some weird child custody basketball. What I mean by that is he's having some his wife took the kids back to Slovenia because of some rumors about him doing some things that he's not supposed to be doing. But this is Luka. 36, 6-4, 30, 11, 13, 51, 9-9, 31, 11, 11, 35, 8-4, and 44, 9-7 in the past 6 games. Not a single game.
Klein's been doing him well, man.
And he's looking a little bit more slim now. Not he's not held down. Look, man, I'm just saying, the Lakers team is popping off at the right time, and I'm not going to talk about the Bucks anymore because I'm disgusted with that team. But I'm focusing on the big guys now. I'm not a fan of the Lakers, but I think this is huge for the NBA because the NBA wants the Lakers to be good, especially since Luka got traded there. He's turning up, man. He's doing everything right that he's supposed to be doing. So he's been ever since the wife took the kids, he's averaged 37, 9, and 8. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. So they're 8-1 in March. And I don't know, he's 34, 9, and 8. So
MVP level.
But I don't think he'll win it, but he should be in conversation for it. I think Wemby just got the second spot. I think Shea's leading. Wemby's 2. I think Jokic might be 3. Unless Jokic missed another game, then he might not be in it anymore. But Luka's 4. So excited to see what happens. The NBA is getting very hot. It's the best time of the year for the NBA, and I'm excited. And
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been paying attention to the NBA since the Bucks are so terrible.
Fair enough.
Literal embarrassment to the city of Milwaukee right now. But World Baseball Classic finale is tonight. USA versus Venezuela. It's gonna be a really good game. I wish Tariq Skubal was pitching for the Stars and Stripes, but gotta be ready for the season, I guess.
Well, he pitches next week.
No matter what, Brewers win. That'll be fun. Also, over to football, NFC North is even more hard to predict, I think, now than it was before.
Oh, yeah.
Kyler Murray. Hail Mary.
The one weakness Minnesota really had was their quarterback situation, and, well, that's figured out.
Hail Murray. Hail Murray, baby. Look, everybody who knows me knows that I'm a Kyler Murray fan. I'm a believer. All he needs is a chance, man. I know he's short. He's like 5'10", but all he needs is a wide. He's never had a number 1 wide receiver. I mean, Marvin Harrison Jr. was supposed to be that. He still hasn't even blossomed into the player that he's supposed to be. So when you get an offensive line that works, you get a coach that believes in you. You get a coach that is offensive minded. You get the best, a top 5 wide receiver duo. You get a decent defense. I mean, you can make some noise, and you
Call me
you
crazy. I think Detroit's in the 4th spot again. If I
Yeah,
had to predict
dude.
them right now, I think Detroit's the 4th best team in the division.
And Kyler Murray, he puts on shows against the Packers, bro. Go look up his stats against the Packers. I'm just saying, he puts up some numbers against them.
We
So
know Nas is probably an influencer for is a Kyler Murray enthusiast.
I love Kyler Murray, bro. I've loved him since
Lamar,
he came out
Kyler,
of college.
and Herbert. Those are his 3. And Shador.
Kyler Murray, no, Shador's not one of them. I just love Shador. I just love that he made it. I'm a fan of his, but he's not up there yet for me. Yeah, my guys are Herbert,
We're
Lamar.
realistic. We're just fans of Shador.
Yeah, I'm just fans. I'm not like I don't think he's like great.
I mean, he didn't
I'm not
deserve to
saying
go to
he's-
the Pro Bowl, but
Well,
nobody.
you know why they did that? It's because of money.
It's because no one else wanted to go either.
Right, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like,
It's marketing.
I mean,
Like,
Joe
it's not-
Flacco was the other option. I
right.
guess.
So it's not that big of a deal to me. I think he just gets unnecessary hate. He's a good dude, but yeah, my guys are obviously Aaron Rodgers is my favorite all time. I think he's the best quarterback to ever exist. I've ever laid eyes on. And then Herbert, Lamar, and Murray are my guys right now. Currently, I know Aaron Rodgers is still in the league, but my young guys, Murray, I've just been waiting for him to get out of Arizona. He made me love that team because, well, first of all, my family down in Arizona, so it's just fun to go support him a little bit. But look, man, like, I'm telling you, he puts up numbers against those teams in the NFC North. Maybe not the Bears, but I think he's gonna thrive under O'Connell for sure.
that's fair. I'd say my final thought is, World Baseball Classic tonight is along with the first 4 of the NCAA tournaments tonight, which is a beautiful sight because now we're gonna have basketball for the next 6 days, next 5
So
days
fun.
straight.
So fun, man.
High level of basketball too for the next 5 days, and then Thursday obviously is the big day to where basketball all day on 4 screens for me.
I'm gonna be in my room just watching all day,
I'll be
man.
asleep. Got work Thursday and Friday.
But I'd say opening day for baseball is next week. It's next Wednesday actually. Got a week to go really. Next week at this time we'll be saying, "Wow, opening day is tomorrow." So
Yes, sir. Opening day next week, next Thursday for us.
baseball season is
wait.
here. That means the winter. That means the winter is almost over. And that means spring is here. And it's about to
Means
start
the
getting warm.
Brewers Cubs beef will be officially established for the next 6 months again.
Yeah,
It's always a good
there's no-
time on Twitter when the 2 teams are fighting.
Yeah, there is no beef right now because both of them are playing for the World Baseball Classic. Both of them are playing for the USA, and obviously there's no beef right now, but there will be beef tomorrow. Starting tomorrow. After tonight, Terrain, you better do something. But tomorrow, yeah, downhill.
I'm excited.
I'll
man.
root for
I'm
PCA
excited.
for one more day.
Right? Well, we've come to the end of the show, and subscribe, share the pod, subscribe, like, share, and comment. We appreciate all the feedback. We got podcast pages on other platforms. We have a Spotify where you can listen to the audio version. If you're on the audio version, come over to YouTube and watch it live and interact with us live. We have an Instagram. We have a TikTok where we'll be posting reels and shorts of this show. We got polls, question boxes. You can always DM us on things you'd like to have answered or comments you may have. And we do have a lifestyle podcast, which is NazCast. We have where he talks about whatever he wants and it's unfiltered, and you can sit back and basically just it's a lifestyle. So with that, this is the Shot of Sports podcast.
Appreciate it.
We'll see you next time or wherever NazCast goes again.